Now, I know that there's a bit of a rivalry, I guess, between the Tigers and the Patchewollock team, which the Tigers live just in the next town over, so we don't want to offend anybody here in Patchy, but...
Now, if you go into outback Australia, far, far away, right out into the Mallee, you'll come to a small town called Patchewollock, or as the locals like to call it, Patchy. It was originally established just after the First World War. Soldier settlement blocks were created, and next thing, hey presto, up pops the town. Now the town is small, really small. Now, the census lists that there's about 100 people live there, but one local told us there's actually only about 30 people, and that's when everybody's home. But the town's got everything. It includes an ex-farm supply place, an ex-general store, an ex-nursing centre, an ex-group school, an ex-mechanic shop, an ex-drapery, an endless. But what they do have is a good little community store, which doubles as the local takeaway, local general store, news agency, post office, and internet access point. Plus, they have an excellent, well-maintained train station. The trains run through every... Oh, hey, how often do the trains run through?
No bloody track.
Okay, it could just be a bit of a wait before the next train service. But they've got an airport. You just need to ask somebody how it runs, that's all. They also have the last silo in the Victorian Silo Trail Run. It's got a picture of a tall, skinny bloke gazing off into the distance like he just lost his sheepdog or something. They also have a really good pub, and it's got everything. Well, it's certainly got all the local farmers and business people drinking there. It's also got a swimming pool, a good pub grub, and comfortable accommodation. It's not a bad stopover really for the touristy types who are busy doing the silo trail. The festival's been going for a few years now, and it keeps getting bigger. A few thousand people get their rocks off during the long weekend. A wonderful crowd of like-minded people really. There are security staff on hand, but there was not likely to ever be any reason for them to take action. The various stages are well laid out, with enough space between each so as not to interfere with one another. The crew in charge of sound do an excellent job, wandering around the crowd with remote controllers in their hands, making certain that each and every person gets great audio quality. And artist changeovers are slick, and there's plenty of variation between the stages.
Is there any requests?
I saw an eagle in a tree. I looked at her, she looked at me. Seen a man with fire in his hands. I felt the hail, I heard the band. I was alive down by the riverside. Roll, 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 roll on, river. Roll, 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 roll on. Clap your hands for the bass player.
Food and drinks are plentiful. The pub, of course, was doing its thing, along with all the various van sales and the like. Then there was the centre chow-down spot, where a small army of people cook food in huge cast-iron pots. Hundreds lined up and all enjoyed an incredible choice of real country cooking.
Make this quick announcement. The winner of the program draw is... Well, I've just got to check my number.
91!
240.
Yep, it's me. No. It's number 231. So check your program guides. If you've got 231, you have got a sheep in the race.
The highlight is obviously the sheep race. It's a big part of the day. A number of people pay about $400 for the right to own a sheep in the race. And all they stand to win is bragging rights at the pub bar, well, for at least a year until the next year's race. The crowd gathers along the track, excitement builds. The race callers drive the crowd into a frenzy.
Number 1, we've got Wallach. Number 2, I think, we've got Wallach. We've got Wallach by Roth and Cynthia Watners. Wallach, it's supposed to be Patchewollock, you idiot. And we've got Trapper 2 from Sue Heyman. And we've got Smithy from the Smith Kids. Well, that's original, isn't it? Hey, we've got a cup!
Some guy in his excitement calls out to his chosen sheep and spits beer all down the back of my shirt. The starter's horn sounds and the race is off. A large part of the charm is that, as can be expected, not all goes smoothly with the races. Sometimes a jockey comes off during the race. Then there are the disqualifications. Plus, sometimes the jockeys find it impossible to steer their mounts. The sheep go in complete chaos. The crowd goes wild with the disruption. It's a bloody amazing series of races, and it's a bloody amazing day.
Line back there. I think they've got very much all on them. What a debacle this race is. One of the jockeys has nearly come off. I knew it wouldn't work. We're going to be here at 10 o'clock under lights if it keeps like this. You need fresh Sean Cheek boys to get them to run. Right. Now with a little bit of encouragement. Who's winning, Boots? Look, it turned around. It was 4 and 5. Trapper 2 and Smithy. But at the moment, Wallach has come around. They're going to drag one of them up here, like it, out of the shearing shed. Number 3 circles Wallach. I can take my time here. Wallach looks there. Elaine's Bliss comes down the outside. Wallach sitting back smoking his pipe. The jockey's come off and he's remounted. Trapper 2's at the back. Around comes number 4, which is Trapper 2 again. They're determined to go back, and this is what I get about when you reverse the track. The steward discussed this with me and I said, look, you're going to have all sorts of trouble. The jockeys are off and they're lying. They do not want to come. It's a shadow, it's a sheep. They're getting them to run now.
Hey, Boots, how many laps in this race? You've said they've gone around about every time.
They've gone around 5 times and they need more help in there, I can tell you. Number 5, number 4, Smithy. Sorry, number 4, Trapper 2. Number 5, Smithy. They're pushing them up and away they go.
Here they go.
We've got to run. If they come past, they'll run. There's number 4, number 2, Wallach, closely held up number 5, number 2, and there it comes on.
The end comes around just way too fast. People leave in dribs and drabs. Somehow, it feels like the last post should be played, as Patchewollock returns back to its unusual state of normality.
Just keep driving on through. Nothing here for you, Ravenswood. Been living here for 300 years. 6 families living on 6 farms from generations before. But in the dark of the night when the mist hangs low, I creep to their doors with a storm in tow. I'll steal their soul as the last breath goes.